What episode is it?
14.
Episode 14 of the Entertaining Diversion podcast here.
That was smooth as
Smooth as butter, Curtis.
Smooth as
I'm
butter.
back and I'm ready to rumble.
I almost want to hit like the rewind button. Because like...
You can't rewind life, Beazley.
I can.
Once you get a ball rolling, it will keep rolling unless it hits a more friction-based surface and stops rolling.
We'll keep all this, but I have to do it. I have to do it. Welcome to episode 14 of the Entertaining Diversion podcast. See, that's how it's done. I'm Beazley, and joining me at the table today
is we have Mr. Curtis.
Oh, we're
no, it's Monsieur Curtis. Monsieur, it's got to be Monsieur Curtis. Monsieur Curtis. Oh.
He's British, not French.
But it sounds so like, doesn't it? It rolls.
It rolls. My name is French. That's why.
There.
Monsieur Curtis Bellamy.
Wow.
Okay. Told you, my name is French.
And then
you're too French for this life. Actually, mine's French as well. Mine is Jean-Philippe.
Jean-Philippe.
Mine is, I don't know what mine is.
Yours is Hon Croissant, I believe.
And I don't mean Beazley. I'm saying Tyson.
Tyson Glorton.
I don't know the meaning of Beazley.
We also have a sneaky Kayla off camera, but she may or may not wheeze in the background.
So occasionally, hang on, I gotta do it right. I gotta do it. It's tradition now. Even though she's been in 2 videos now. She's been in 2 Minecraft videos. So I have to say, also joining us, not on camera, but on microphone,
Off camera.
Kayla, aka Wheezy.
Wheezy.
Sorry. Sorry. It's like Curtis now. Like it's always Monsieur Curtis when I introduce him. So now it's going to be AKA Wheezy.
So we've got to dedicate
gotta
a
say
really
it that way.
crap name for Beazley now.
Yeah, but I've got Beazley is my nickname.
Yeah, but it's not undermining enough.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to undermine Kayla. I didn't start the Kayla nickname.
Undermine
You
is
told
not-
me
Hey,
this, and it's just
undermine is
Carey.
not the correct
We were saying about the ball keep rolling, and you're just like, oh, the ball's starting to slow down. Let's just push it a little further down the
Leave the
hill.
word you're looking for.
All
Is
right,
patronising.
I'll leave Kayla alone for a bit now. Oh, and Mario. Mario's here too. See him?
Oh, yeah.
See him right there. It's got about the same personality as some other people we know.
Beazley.
Anyway,
My long lost twin.
slow start, but
But yeah, slow start.
So,
Nothing
I don't know
is
if
a
it's a slow start. I just wouldn't say it's a structured start.
Nah, it doesn't need to be structure when you're building a Lego house.
I mean, I
What?
always was. I'm both.
Were you a Lego kid? Okay, alright. First question. Is it Lego or Lego?
I say Lego.
Always Lego.
Isn't Lego like pasta sauce?
It's Lego.
We say, where are you at? Where are you on the Lego?
In the UK, we say Lego.
Both Lego and Lego. Depends
Yeah, I was gonna say that they do kinda, but
It depends,
most.
it depends what part of the world you are. Americans say Lego, which is why the Australians say Lego, because
I say
a
Lego.
lot of your culture comes from America.
But I think Lego and I think like pasta sauce.
That's true. We don't have Lego pasta in UK. So that's
But
why-
Lego is spelt with 2 G's, so I don't know.
That's the thing though, because I remember being in high school and we were doing like we had this like this is the thing we've gone around. We were just like asking around, and there was such a divided thing where it was like Lego, and then we're like, oh, we've got an exchange student, and she's from Denmark. Is that where Lego was originated? And yeah, so she was from where like, and we're like, oh, what do you call it? And she's like, I call it Lego, and we're like,
Lego.
just fuck off, alright?
Lego.
And we're like,
that would be how they were pronounced though. That's how their language is
Lego.
structured though.
But it sucks.
But wouldn't it be double E?
It's the same as like
Lego.
No,
well,
yeah.
I guess you think of
'Cause
it
it's- 'cause
leeway. Like, oh wait, that's 2 E's as well. Never mind.
no Lego. You've got to understand that their language is. You have to understand though that their language uses a different set of rules to ours, to the English language.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
we were raised by Americans. We don't need no rules, son.
You're raised by America, you get a lot of American TV over here that you
English is known to be the hardest language to learn.
Oh yeah,
it's just because it doesn't.
Every country speaks it differently.
Yeah, but it doesn't even follow a specific set of rules.
No.
Yeah.
There are rules to it, but like a lot of countries have forgotten those rules, and a lot of countries don't use those rules.
Yeah.
But it's like today. I was playing online. I have to say it. I was playing Minecraft Sky Factory with the one and only Jack Patillo from Achievement Hunter. And I put a comment in the chat and you mocked me. Because it was the most Australian apparent response I could put in there.
No worries, I'm on it.
Because someone asked. I asked.
No other country has that much laid back in their voice.
To give it some context, I asked,
and I didn't tell them to take a buddy of you. I was just laughing at the fact that it's the most Australian thing.
I was playing and had no idea what, because that world has just gone insane. I don't know what they wanted me to do, so I asked them, and they said, make a pumpkin patch or something.
Yeah,
and so I was doing that,
and you had a proper
and my response
no
was, "No worries, onto it." And then you're like, you couldn't have responded to that in any more of an Aussie way.
The thing was, it's like, because
I'm just laughing because most of the people you were playing there obviously were most likely American, and like that's like they don't say.
No one mocked me. Only you did. You broke my heart.
I was gonna say the thing is, like, I was like watching it, and then when you said that, I was like, that's why I started throwing out comments. I was like, he literally didn't say anything about Australian. Like, there wasn't anything definingly Australian about. No worries
is very Australian. Like, no.
Nah, no was, mate. No was.
I have never in my life.
No worries is a very uniquely Australian phrase. Like UK, we don't.
No, okay.
So you're telling me when the Lion...
No worries is a proper Australian
phrase.
Now
think about it. Like,
tell me something. So when the Lion King was made and they sung about Hakuna Matata.
It means no worries.
Exactly.
Because when they say no worries, they mean generally no worries. When we say no worries, we mean thank you.
Yeah, but when I say no worries, I was saying, Orson, you give me something to do. It wasn't like no worries, like I'm terribly worried about this.
You're reinforcing his point, because he's saying it that we say it in the sense where it's like, because there's no worries is in like, there is like thank you, whereas like, we're like, no worries is in like, there probably are some worries that we just don't care about.
I was terribly concerned about that pumpkin patch.
No worries.
I didn't want to disappoint Jack Patello.
No worries generally in any other country means not to worry.
Yeah.
Whereas Australia kind of uses it more of a thank you phrase of if someone goes, here's your here's $5 change from your order, you would go no worries, and you take the money instead of saying thank you.
Yeah. Because we say it in the sense of it's like, oh, well, it's no problem.
Not a problem. Not a problem. It's your version of not a problem.
Exactly. See? Look at that.
All right.
Well, there's the other one.
But I have to say...
That took about 5 minutes to explain.
I don't typically consider myself to be like...
A true blue cobber.
You're
trying to tell me, mate.
Stereotypically Australian.
Fucking, I bet you don't even own a
and
Cobra.
It's just, no, I don't. And so, like...
Commodore.
That's actually completely reasonable. I don't have one.
So, like, you're not the first person to pick me up on this either.
I wasn't.
I thought you were talking to me about the Akubra thing. I was like, you've got people investigating your Akubra and all this.
It must be
fucking federal Australian government.
It must.
Where's your corks, Cobb?
You're not Australian.
It must be that I sound more Australian than what I give myself credit for, if that makes sense. Because Lewis has pointed out numerous times, I've got a very Australian twang.
Yeah, you do.
But I don't pick up on it.
In fairness to me, though, and in fairness to Lewis, everyone compared to us has a more Australian twang.
Yeah, but see, I understand what you're saying. Do you know how long it took me to understand most of what Lewis said? And that's no disrespect to him, because his accent has...
Well, it has nothing really...
Well, not improved, but changed.
It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that Scottish have an accent. It's more to do with the Scottish always drunk.
That's Lewis. I don't think he.
And my Scottish friends will agree with me on that.
Well, that's that's the one thing that they're proud of.
We really should have him and Curtis on the same podcast, opposite ends of the table, and just sit there and try and work out what the fuck they're saying.
There would just be like an argument over like who loves the Queen.
Hang on.
No. Isn't Lewis say Republican?
I have a very.
He loves the Queen.
Oh, well, you've ruled it. So what's your opinion of the royal family? Without, you don't have to go into like
my opinion.
What do you think of Liz? All right,
Liz is cool.
Okay, so you like Liz?
I like Liz. Yeah.
Do you think that
Kayla likes
we're getting political here?
You like
lizards? Do you think Australia is better off with or without the Commonwealth?
Better with it.
You suck.
It's better with the Commonwealth, for one, the alliance, for two, the trading, and for three, the fact that no one man should have all the power.
I've got the power.
Or woman. Man or woman. Gotta put that there.
Well, she's had power for quite a long time. And the thing is,
she has no power though. That's
the thing.
Ever since King George I, they've really had no power.
She's a symbol.
King Henry's fault.
She's a symbol of nobility. It's like any royal family these days. They don't have any power. They don't have any. Like, the Queen can't even... Like, look, Donald Trump, his whole pardoning thing, right? Not even the Queen can pardon people anymore. Like, she has less power than he does.
You know who has the least amount of power? South Australia at the moment, am I right?
She.
Shit's expensive.
God damn it.
That's a very niche market.
I was going to say, no,
but I don't even fucking care.
Like, all right, so
Most expensive parrot in all the world.
just to get my head around
Most expensive, like
entertaining diversion is in its infancy. Right?
We're not political. We're just.
No, I'm not talking about the politics. And Sean's idea of a
expanding
comic
our horizons
is to reference something that only South Australians who give a shit would understand.
My view on it. My view,
It's
kind
very
sir,
interesting information.
is I believe that if anyone's going to take any interest in this, then they'll be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to start caring about the crisis of electricity loss in South Australia.
I think it's a bit of interesting.
How is that?
It's a bit of interesting trivia. Like, you know, we come from the most like.
Yeah, but I know.
We get charged out the wazoo for electricity.
Also, the driest state in the country.
Really? And yet we have
Are we?
biggest.
The driest state. Not the
Yeah, we
hottest,
have
but
one
the
of the
driest.
biggest rivers in all of
Oh
Australia.
yeah, no, I knew that. I
It
knew that.
runs through most of them, though, to be honest.
I know that. Yeah, but
no, it only runs along the border of Victoria and.
the
New South
problem
Wales.
with the
But it runs all the way through.
Wow,
South
we've
Australia.
really derailed into something loony, but okay. So the problem with the Murray, I was going to say the problem with the Murray River or the Murray-Darling Basin situation is that the other states are taking far too much water out of, and that's why we're having problems. If they weren't doing that, we've got the biggest section of river, I think.
Yeah, we do.
But by the time it flows all down there, we're lucky we can run a tap.
Our water's too salty by the time it gets to
Just
them.
like this conversation.
You sound like those two like kids in school when they're like fighting over whose dad could beat up whose dad. You're like, alright, we've got the biggest part of the river.
So
You don't have as much of the Murray-Darling as we do.
The way I was taught it was that where we are, we have a high level of like metallic concentrate in the water. By the time it gets up to Victoria and New South Wales, it's clean, and so they pump a shit ton out because it's fresh water.
I bet the Murray could beat up the River Nile.
Where the complaint is that we should be getting most of that water since we do most of the work filtering it in the first place.
Yeah, we do most of the
Yeah, but even if they weren't taking the water out earlier, we'd still have to filter it more anyway because of it travelling that distance.
I think what they want to do is they want the other states to pump it out, but then they want to send most of that water to South Australia. So it's kind of a case of they do the work and we reap the rewards.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know much about it, so I could be talking out my ass.
The more you know.
Exactly.
Anyway, back to
there you go. That's a little.
we were talking about the Queen. What were we why were we?
We were talking about how
Well,
much
we
you
went
love the
from
Queen.
talking
So
about-
do you love the Queen? That's basically the main question.
I mean, like, love is like I like the Queen, and I think she.
I just don't think we're ready for that part of our relationship yet. You know.
The thing is, I don't understand this. I don't understand this reference. I love the Queen.
You can't
No, I didn't mean that.
No. I mean, like, even British people. Like, I don't understand some British people who are just like, I love the Queen. It's like, how can you love someone you don't really know that well? Like, you see her as a public figure, but you don't know her on a personal
You're kind
level.
of at that stage where you're like hanging out with the Queen and you're like kind of like flirtatiously touching her leg, or you're like, do I just touch the knee, or do I like get a little closer and a little friskier
So
up the thigh?
from what I've seen of the Queen, I like the Queen, and I love what the Queen like.
Whoa. Okay. We went from... I hope you realise what you've just said, because we went from Sean going about flirtatiously rubbing the Queen's leg to... from what I've seen of the Queen...
From what I've seen of the Queen...
Are you seriously tuning into like... Oh, Carl's...
Enjoy editing that.
There is no editing, it's just a sound.
That was a cameo appearance from Kyle. It actually smelled really
Can you try and
It
like get
smelled
it so
really
the
good.
Queen just completely covers his body and then there's like a...
It
It just has a big kiss sound.
I'll just have the Queen
She
travelling
smells
across.
really good,
mate.
by the way, the Queen.
How do you know?
I thought if we're going to edit that into the Queen.
She smells really
Smells really good, though, because I said the drink smelled really good. But now it's completely lost any flavour.
But now she's just cracked it open and she's having a good whiff.
The Queen smells good, and it's now. And you said something about flavour. Let's just no more.
What do you think?
I understand what you're saying. Like, there is a big debate at the moment whether or not we should go back to. We should now, because they tried to do a vote. Like, was it back in 1999 or something like that, about going to Republic?
Yeah.
And I hate republics purely for the fact that they just don't work. The fact that you give one man or woman the power to make executive law. And even though you have all these things in place, the problem is with governments, they are bound for corruption.
Yeah.
Like corruption, you can't eliminate corruption because in order to do that, you would have to literally murder off the entire human race.
Yeah.
So it's better to have more
global genocide. Beautiful.
Cheers, Liz.
So it's
stay on, Queenie. We don't want global genocide. Thank you.
The thing is, I understand why the republic is set up that way because like the Romans, like you would have a commanding in chief who was obviously Julius Caesar, who would take control from the Senate when in times of war because you needed someone to make snap decisions. I can
think of another really excellent example.
You're not doing a fucking Emperor Palpatine thing. The second he said Senate, I could see it. I wasn't even looking at you, Beazley, and I could just feel the whole.
But you're right. Back to the
I was really trying to
when he takes power. The problem is you then when the war is over and you no longer need that, and it's now back to having the Senate have control and reviewing what happened.
But Curtis,
you have to rely on that person to give power back to them.
Curtis, you're forgetting the most important thing in that entire scenario. All right, about
dark side.
No, not that. Is that you're saying about they get given so much power to fix at that time, but then at some stage they have to give that power back. But it doesn't matter because he is the Senate, so it really doesn't matter. Fair enough. Cool. I had to get it in there, and I could see Sean cringing as I was trying. He could see the car coming, and he knew that he couldn't dodge it, no matter how much he tried.
I was just like, am I going to be the one that's going to take that low-hanging fruit we take every fucking episode I'm here? When it's like, there's even a slight reference to Palpatine, the Senate, fucking Chancellor. You literally just say the word ultimate, and I'm pretty sure the word power would just flow out of somebody's mouth.
Here's the thing. I'm not a Star Wars fan, which I am. I'm a Palpatine fan. Right? Just putting it out there.
That's fine.
What do you think, Kayla?
Republic or Commonwealth?
Are you Imperial or a Rebel?
Or are you something else?
How do you feel about...
I have a friend who's an anarchist.
How do you feel about our Lord and Saviour, Emperor Palpatine? This is no laughing matter, sir or ma'am.
I have indifferent feelings towards Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, you're a fence sitter. Hang on, let me write this down.
Members that I must burn.
All right, Kyle. Here you go, Kyle. What do you think?
All hail Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, right. Thank you.
I was actually just here to let you know we just scored ourselves a free printer. You're welcome, champ.
A free printer, everyone.
Kyle,
we can now make
It's awesome. Oh, we can print posters.
We can
coming soon.
We can print Emperor Palpatine. We'll print out Kyle a mask of the Queen. He can wear that every time he's on camera.
Awesome. Cool. Then I just find the irony that I've got 3 in my office. But no, cool. We can put one. We can.
All right.
Oh, you're not. Hang on. All right.
Well, now you can have 4.
He says with a mouthful of what are you eating, Tim Tams?
Tim Tams.
This is Mariah.
Tam Tims.
Tam Tims?
Yeah, they're the knockoff home brand.
Oh, really?
I'm more of a fan of Flim Flams and Jim Jams myself.
Jim Jams?
Flim Flam, the Jim Jam.
We've definitely gone off topic now.
We have. Oh, Mario.
That implies that there was a topic other than the fact of somebody saying the word Lego before.
This sort of stuff, when it comes to what they call it, constitutional monarchies and republics.
Thinking about the Queen,
I get pretty passionate because it's just I hate republics. They just don't. Both Star Wars related and non-Star Wars related.
I don't care what you think. No, I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm a Republican.
No, you can be. No, you can like. You
see the word Republican too much coincides with the guy with the blonde comb over that's currently running.
They're not really Republicans; they're conservatives. Completely. People. We really
need
to get an overhaul and change all our political.
People don't understand.
In Australia, we have the Liberal Party and the Labor Party. Really, Labor should change its name to Liberal, and the Liberal should change itself to Conservative because that's what they are now.
Yeah, the Liberal and Labor Party aren't the same as what they were when they were founded.
Yeah. Same with the Republicans and Democrats.
We're back
the
on
Democrats should be called Liberals, and the Republicans should be called Conservatives.
Or we can just
see where. So this is the other thing, and. Our political system, even as it stands now, isn't working simply because...
At least we're not as fucked as the Americans.
I wouldn't necessarily say... Well, no, that's bad. But ours is not stable because in the last 5-6 years, we've had 5 different prime ministers.
I know.
And it's because they argue
they keep arguing with their teams and then their team gets rid of them.
It went Rudd, Gillard,
Rudd. Tony Abbott,
Turnbull. And Turnbull sort of
He's losing power. And
Yeah.
Abbott's getting. I hope he doesn't.
I don't want Abbott back.
I hate him. I hate him. Like,
The
The
first thing
Speedos, man.
people think of when they see Tony Abbott is him winking at old pensioners and his budgie smugglers. That is pretty much all they think of. They don't think of a serious political leader. They think of some
I
twit with
simply
big
don't
ears.
like him because I feel he puts when he makes policy, he puts too much religion into it. Like, religion's not meant to be about law. That's
Law and religion should
they
sit
should be
very
separate.
far
They should be
apart.
separate. Like, religion's a personal thing.
Yeah,
not
like, they
exactly
shouldn't be-
I'm not
yeah.
a religious person.
I agree on that.
And I respect other people's religions.
Yeah, I know.
But I personally am not a religious person. Worshipping Palpatine's the whole thing. But
That's idolism, though. That's not. That's not.
every night, I have my Star Wars collection there. Only ones that he's in, which he's only. So it's,
I can just imagine it like instead of lighting a candle, you like turn on like those new lighters they've got, which have got the little electrical sparks instead of a flame. So you just turn on like 4 of those, and it's just him sitting there going.
yeah, but see, is it sad that because of him being one of my absolute favourite characters in anything really, I then like, for example, playing Destiny. I was thrilled when the Warlock got electrical powers and you can just go. It's like, oh my god, I could be like Palpatine. And then when they brought out Battlefront, and you could have Palpatine
Doing the insane leap of spins is still one of the greatest things which could ever be.
Look,
like,
can you yourself claim to be that athletic?
I don't think it comes down to athleticism. I'm pretty sure.
He uses
like,
magical energy
like,
from the
you know what that
universe.
is.
I don't think
it's
it has
not
anything to
really
do
him
with-
athletically jumping and swinging. It's literally basically what it is he reverses when somebody gets kicked out of a moving car and just like rolls on the road. It's basically him doing
So
that.
are you saying that's how they recorded it?
They just kicked him out.
Pushed Ian McDermott down on the road and go, yep, that take will do.
That's why he's doing that while he's screaming the entire time. He's in immense amount of pain. They had to glue Mace Windu's feet to the roof.
Brilliant. I love it.
Just picturing Samuel L. Jackson's got no feet left because they've used them.
What?
You said you had to glue his feet to her. I'm assuming they didn't leave him attached.
Glue his feet to the roof
Yeah.
so that he would be hanging
Oh,
upside
you just
down.
wanted him on there. I thought there was just a shot of his feet, so I just assumed, sorry, Samuel, we don't need you today, Mr. Jackson, but we need your feet. So if you'd be kind to leave them behind.
If you'd be so kind.
And collect them at the end of the day.
Oh my god, what has this been all about?
It's-
I don't know.
I'm very very lost. As to,
I gave up. At
I
the
don't know
start.
why we decided to cut off Samuel L. Jackson's feet. That's seriously the point where
That's what I thought. Is that what you heard?
Yeah,
I did mean that. I'm not denying I meant that. But I thought you meant that the feet had to be in the shot.
No, I was saying to get an
I
upside down shot
automatically
of him
I
being
au-
like kicked because he went instead of being kicked like when you get kicked out of a car, you
Yeah.
go down. You don't go up into the air and start spinning. It's not by that law. Like they wouldn't just do that and then Samuel Jackson's standing there and his feet are just somehow dangling from the ceiling.
Why not? Why is that not a thing?
Why is it not a thing?
Why is that not a thing?
I can just imagine that in the Star Wars lore books.
this is-
IMDb trivia.
this is
They
why-
actually glued Samuel L. Jackson's feet to the ceiling in this. But they actually decided to crop it at the end, so you couldn't tell the fact they severed his feet off and stuck them to the roof.
Dear Lord.
Is that why they don't show Nick Fury's feet in Avengers?
Because he doesn't have any left.
Just walk around stuff.
To be fair, I don't think feet are a very critical shot in many things.
Unless you're trying to be suspenseful. You know, you want to show someone walking
There is
along
so
a dark
much
path, but you
suspense.
don't want to...
Yeah,
but
that's
there
a
is so
mystery
much.
thing.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
there's
a
no, but there's so much
mystery thing.
suspense in the fact that Nick Fury makes so few appearances that it's important.
Yeah, but that's
His
because
feet are
that's because
showcased
Samuel L.
in that
Jackson
way.
got to a point now in his career where like he doesn't really need to act. Like he just needs to be.
No. Haven't
He
you
just
heard recently? He's really, really angry that he's not currently in any of the Marvel movies. He wanted to be in.
Homecoming, didn't he?
Well,
because originally he was supposed to be the mentor in
and then
Homecoming.
he wanted to be in Black Panther. Nah, he's not getting to be in that. He's going to be in Captain Marvel, and they haven't even confirmed that he's going to be in Avengers, and it's sounding like he's not. The next Avengers movie.
Is it because he's too expensive, or
No, it's just he's got so many on his contract. Like he's got a lot on his contract.
Because he really just wants to be able to say motherfucker in a Marvel movie, and they haven't let him do it yet.
So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's not go back on. Let's not go back on Marvel. How come every podcast derails into?
I don't do it. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. But going back to the feet thing though. That's like.
Why are we going back to the feet?
No, I'm going back to the feet thing just slightly. I'm just touching on it. Like
you're touching on his feet.
It's not the Queen.
Calm down, Kayla, over there. It's okay.
Gosh, don't talk too much.
Gabe's like, oh, not the.
I have to ask you. Alright, sorry.
And
I mean no disrespect. But seeing she laughed and giggled at the thought of feet. Do you have a thing about feet?
No.
Okay, good. Just like you shit. Alright, calm down. She starts laughing. She
didn't let her finish. She's like, not any old feet.
Sorry, just
Samuel L. Jackson's
just Samuel L. Jackson's feet.
Sorry,
is that just Samuel L. Jackson, or is that like him as Mace Windu, or is that him as Nick Fury?
Can I just quickly point out the fact that she literally just looked at Sean, gave Sean the most awkward look, like, no.
I didn't pick up on that. Sorry.
I think it was more so a look of like, please make them stop asking me about Mace Windu's feet.
I don't know. I think you're trying to like deter the conversation from what she was really trying to do.
Sorry.
You've got me. Like, we've got the uncut version of Star Wars. We fucking pause on that scene. Oh man.
Sean gets out his Mace Windu feet lookalikes. Puts them on.
That's your
you will look at my motherfucking feet.
I've had it with these motherfucking feet on this motherfucking roof.
Oh, I can't breathe.
But anyway, touching back on it slightly. Yeah, it's not necessarily. I was gonna make a comment about him, like, you know, insuring his feet, but it's like those like celebrities have weirdly like insured parts of their bodies.
Yeah. Taylor Swift's legs are insured.
I know, which it's fair.
Just her legs.
Kayla, I'm sorry, but
well, actually, I'm sure she's got overall health insurance, but her legs have been specifically insured.
I have noticed that there's certain mod got their hands insured, but I guess it's.
So my question is,
I think that's
so. If someone's got like their legs insured, for example, say she broke a hip,
I'm just gonna.
Would that, you know what I mean? Like, it's sort of some of those grey areas, you know, like with flooding and things in people's insurances and that, where it's like, oh, if your roof caves in from a storm, you're covered, but if it just rolls into your house, you're not. There's policies like that. So if it was like on the edge of her hip and she like busted her hip, which is still functional for your leg, would that count as like? Could she get a payout on that?
The way.
Not that I'm suggesting breaking her hip.
The way it is
you know what I
mean? Okay, so the way it works, it's not actually about breaking, because obviously things that break can be healed and stuff. It's more to do. So there's certain parts of certain characters, like, you know how actors become iconic stars for certain roles they do, or certain movies. The same with actors. Taylor Swift, obviously, because she does like a lot of gigs where she's showing a lot of legs and stuff like that, she's well known for that sort of shit, and so she insures it.
You saying that she's just a piece of meat?
Totally not. But no, there's certain actors they've got like their hands insured, their nose insured.
Well, that's why
because they're so iconically known for that part of their body. People are like, oh, he's got a great face.
I wonder if Stacey Keebler's legs.
Well, see, the thing is here. So I was just looking at it.
And the way is, if she breaks a hip, she's not insured for it, because she'll just get hip surgery and nothing, unless she gets scarring or damages any part. Like if it's a physical thing, where then she can't really, where she may feel like subconscious, like, you know, conscious about it, or where she doesn't show it anymore. You know, it takes away from.
So she's walking
from the perverts who watch her videos purely for the fact of seeing her legs.
What if she was permanently to the point that her hip was? Her hip was he's having a moment. Her hip was displaced to a point that it was like off to the side.
Just Kyle, ignore it.
Then like.
This was a really weird conversation I'd like to point out.
She was walking crooked, like her whole top half was this.
What? I was just imagining like where she's walking, and then the top half of her body's moving like half a second quicker than the rest of her body. So eventually it's just
it becomes like one of those glitches. You know, like one of those glitches in like. It's like a glitch in a video game where like the other half of the body just kind of stretches out, the legs are just at the back there.
So he goes to look around the corner and then
I'm getting Kyle. So, alright, what I'm saying is, You haven't got. Alright, you can use my. Right.
Who the fuck are you talking about? Because I've been listening
Taylor
to.
Swift.
Oh,
Well, you know we're talking. So Taylor Swift's got her legs insured, and what I was asking is, like, say if her hip got displaced or broken or whatever, because that's an integral part of the leg functioning. But it's not actually the leg. Would that pay out? But then we're trying to explain.
That's like saying if you died in a car crash and your car was insured, would you get a payout?
Yeah, you would. If it
They're trying because they're saying about the hip, like you can have a hip heal, right? You can have a hip heal.
Unless it causes any actually outside
But
physical
that's what
damage.
I'm saying. So
Because that's
if
health insurance.
she's
That's covered
walking,
by
so
health
Carl,
insurance.
just stand up there for a second, right? If she was walking so that her one hip was kind of to the side, wouldn't that?
No, because it hasn't actually caused any damage to the legs.
I'm now imagining Taylor Swift doing like the pimp walk.
I don't know why, but like, I know that you're just talking about her slightly getting up on this, but all of a sudden I'm just imagining like her spine just being crushed, and all of a sudden she's got like an eagle hunch, and she's walking.
Not her spine, but that's what the eagle.
Did you see the Family Guy episode where Peter like opens up a coat and it's just like his head and then legs?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
I'm now thinking that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the first thing, like that similar kind of.
So, but yeah, would that count?
Well, in a realistic scenario, realistic scenario.
I mean, realistically, fucking
in the spirit of things, I feel the payout should happen because of the hip fuck up. But we are dealing with money and insurance and quite possibly lawyers. So if a hip is fucked up, technically, Your Honor, the hip is not part of the leg. So no, you're fucked, Taylor.
I just like the fact that it's the realistic situation where Taylor Swift becomes a mutant slave monster.
That's what I was trying to get at, but then they were trying to get this visual picture of it, and I was trying to explain it, but all I could
The
picture
picture
was
you're drawing in my mind.
Her torso is this side, her legs that side, she's sort of walking.
Yeah, I heard that.
I have
When
nothing.
Curtis
So if you could
just
just
leaning
dislodge
through the doorway was
I know
like,
exactly.
You guys talking about legs. I'm like, the fuck are you boys on about?
Could you just sort of dislodge your hip to demonstrate? Sorry.
Now for my Taylor Swift impression.
Thank you, Carl.
Not so
Anyway, so going back to the insurance thing, I decided to look up.
Why are we still on the legs?
It's not specifically the legs. I'm talking just insurance in general. I looked up an article to see like celebrities and their insured body parts. So Heidi Klum has her legs insured for $2 million.
Well, I suppose a lot of these things
Each.
like
Per leg.
each.
So that's
Oh
like
my god!
2 mil
Someone
per leg.
snap her legs off now and claim.
I think she gets. Beazley, she gets to claim the money. It's not like a bounty on her leg. She had put up £2 million bounty on each of her legs.
Stop those legs!
It's an old western town where all of a sudden she's like, it's a wanted poster and it's just the left leg of Heidi Klum and another one with the right leg. It's like the Exodia cards from Yu-Gi-Oh, but instead it's wanted posters with Heidi Klum's legs on them insured. You break one of these babies and you're getting the payout of a lifetime.
Howdy there, pilgrim. I'm looking for a pair of gams. Have you seen any?
It looks like I need a young whippersnapper such as yourself to hunt me some bounty legs. I'm going back. So, Daniel Craig has his body insured for $9.5 million.
Well, I suppose. I can understand a whole, but that's just like taking out health insurance.
I guess.
Yeah, I just wish my body.
I think you just went in there and got life insurance one day and they're like, how can I make it sound sexy? Jennifer Lopez thinks that her luscious boutte is worth $27 million. Can you imagine insuring your ass for $27
So
million?
where do you draw the line? Kyle, your ass is not worth that.
I'm sorry, Kyle.
So, is that once again in that situation? Like, if it was your hip, yeah, I'm back on the hips again.
Technically, your ass is part of your legs, so you won't be counted.
So you wouldn't get that's the.
Because your hips come above your ass.
But no, that's Shakira. I was gonna say the hips don't like that's Shakira. I don't know. I've lost the plot.
I'm just imagining fucking J-Lo doing a cover of the song when it was like, hips don't lie. It's like, hips don't get insured for $27 million or less.
Alright, what else you got on that list?
Kylie Minogue also has her bum insured for $5 million.
It's more reasonable than 27 fucking million, eh?
Yeah, but Kylie doesn't rely on her ass as much.
That's what I mean. It all depends on
Julia Roberts, throwback to quite a few episodes ago now. Her smile and teeth are insured for $30 million.
Oh yeah, because she's known for it.
Yeah, that smile.
That doesn't surprise me.
Pretty woman.
David Beckham is his legs insured for $70 million.
Holy shit.
Mariah Carey.
Has anyone got their voice insured?
I think so. What?
Oh, he's having
Mariah Carey's legs. All right, let's have a guess how much money Mariah Carey's legs are insured.
Well, judging by your reaction, I'm going to say at least 30 million.
Let me think. Mariah's known for loving expensive stuff. Mariah's known for just being a bit of a diva.
She's all right. So I'm gonna just derail for a little bit. I was watching like this. There was on TV. There was like this like reality show thing about like Mariah Carey and her like diva lifestyle. She's like thick, and I don't mean in like the sexy. I mean thick as in like.
You mean hourglass?
That girl is dumb. Like she ain't like she's smart in the way that she gets a lot of money, but like diva, like I was like, wow.
So
she said.
Oh, you mean thick as in actual
like thick.
Yeah, okay, thick-headed.
Jesus Christ, I heard that from Hogan.
I literally got it.
Oh my God. Is your head insured? Did we take a poll?
Well, have a guess how much my head's insured for.
I'll let you know.
I've got a bounty on it actually, if you want to claim it at some point.
Based on my logic, when we started the channel, I insured Sean's head for $10 million.
The thing is, all divas sound stupid. Like,
true.
Just because, but that's only because we associate diva mentality.
So you sound Australian.
We associate diva mentality with women who are generally not intelligent, because that's how we see it as a negative thing. To be diva.
I will backpedal a little bit and just say I might have just caught it at that moment when she was just like saying something really dumb. But I was like,
they do sound dumb.
I'm gonna
that's because they sound selfish.
I'm going to say $95 million.
Okay, so you're 30 million? 90 more. Kayla, how much do you think Mariah Carey's legs are insured for?
I don't know, 18 million.
18 or 80?
18.
I'll just get 80.
80?
You went from 18
wow,
to 80. Jesus, that's a jump.
I like your insurance company. Can I join?
They're about 18 now, but we'll give you 80.
Same.
According to this article, her legs are insured for $1 billion.
Oh, bullshit.
$1 billion. Holy
God,
crap.
somebody's got tickets for themselves.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, but like...
Alright,
that's actually sad. Like, you value your body that much.
Yeah, but if it was worth $1 billion, wouldn't you just break your own legs?
Oh, let's make a game out of it. Okay, the next person I've got is Dolly Parton. Have a guess what she's got insured.
It'd have to be her boobs.
Yeah, boobs, I guess. I don't know much about it, to be honest.
Or her voice. Or both.
It's her boobs.
It's
her boobs.
Yeah.
Her boobs are insured for $600,000.
That's not it.
But they were insured in the 1970s for that much.
Oh.
So back then,
inflation.
That
Now
would
we're talking about
millions. That would have been a million.
There's 40 double Ds. It says it on the article. I don't know from memory.
I don't quote me on this, but I think she had a breast reduction.
She had to have a breast reduction
Yeah.
because as she's getting older, it's got a lot more work on her spine.
All right.
That's true. Like, that's true.
Swing low.
No, because my auntie has like a wide bust, right? And she has massive amounts of back problems because of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as you get older, it gets harder and harder to hold that weight.
Oh well, yeah.
That's the thing. Like, it's like I don't know why this came to mind, but it's like obviously like walking with weight on your chest is gonna make your back bad. I don't know why it's reminded me of this back fact. The back fact where it's like you wake up every morning and you're like you will end up at the end of the day shorter than you were at the start of that day.
Because your spine,
because
your
as
spine
you're
compresses.
walking, you're compressing yourself.
The gravity pushes you down.
Yeah. This world is killing. I want to get my spine insured for $1 million, and every time I wake up shorter, they've got to give me a payout. It's a flawless scheme.
And that's why it's important when you're sleeping to sleep some kind of like fully stretched out because just the gas then is allowed to release.
I'm fucked because I curl up in a ball.
I curl up in a ball.
No, we're talking about when you sleep, not when you cry.
It's not much difference. I cry myself to sleep every night.
Thinking about how much Mariah Carey's legs are insured for.
Thinking about how close I could get to claiming that bounty.
I'm the same way. I'll literally for some reason I'll just kind of curl up and it's more comfortable.
See,
for me.
now I can answer was it your question the other day? Was that on the Minecraft? That was on the Minecraft Let's Play. About bounty hunters?
Oh, which is your favourite Star Wars bounty hunter?
Well, it doesn't have to be a Star Wars one, does it?
It did.
Alright, let's just do bounty hunter in
general. Because I was going to say, can I select myself and me going after Mariah Carey's legs? Because it seems to be
sure thing.
It seems to be worth a lot.
I can just imagine you standing in the room where Darth Vader's getting all the bounty hunters IG fucking 2000 sitting there, boss.
Me just standing there with a photo of Mariah Carey's legs.
No, I just imagine you holding one like you know how mannequin legs just cut off and you can just hold them? You're just holding them over your shoulder like a weapon.
The only bounty hunter I can remember from Star Wars universe is Boba Fett. And that's about it.
Greedo is my favourite.
But they don't go much in, unless you've read the comics, I guess you wouldn't see.
No, that doesn't matter. His short time on screen far outweighs anybody else.
Yeah,
except Greedo. Palpatine. I need to point that out. Palpatine, Greedo.
Why do you like Palpatine so much?
Palpatine is all the bounty. Do you know how many people he has had killed? Let's be honest.
Makes him special?
Yeah, but he doesn't know himself.
I think because he's an overarching power that just controls everything.
That's fair.
No, it's not that. Although I have to say, I do. Plus, I'm generally not an. I'm way.
Plus, being called an imperialist sounds way cooler than being called a Republican.
I'm gonna say something, and if he hears it, he's gonna say something. I'm generally not an egomaniacal, evil son of a bitch like those people, but I seem to like those kind of people.
Oh yeah, they're definitely.
But it's not me. I'm not that way.
That's why he doesn't like Greedo, because Greedo's too pure.
I like Greedo.
He's beautiful.
Greedo.
So who did shoot first, guy?
So
Greedo
that certainly explains your attraction to Sean.
No, I'm shot first.
Huh? He kind of looks.
No, he does not look like Greedo.
Greedo looks better.
I don't know how to do a Greedo impression, so I can't
just die.
Don't give me that look.
Do you want me to just go into all my other Star Wars impressions to see which one clicks?
I wonder if Greedo was insured for being shot.
Hey, I want to insure my life. Oh wait, that's already a thing.
Life insurance
doesn't mean Greedo.
Can I have my Greedo insurance lodged, please?
Well, you seem to be the expert on bounty hunters for some reason, Kayla. Do they have life insurance? Or is there a bounty hunter life insurance?
I don't know.
Well, why not?
Well, there's bounties on people.
I suspect by the end of this podcast,
who was the female bounty hunter in number 2? In episode 2. She was alright.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's not Fred Flintstone, Beazley. I'm sorry.
That's all. That's not Fred.
That's fucking Porky Pig!
I promise this is water.
There's also.
We're just gonna yabba dabba do at the end of my Looney Tunes cast.
I've been reading the volumes of comics from Star Wars, and there is another female bounty hunter. I can't remember what race she is though, and she's pretty cool. She tries to kidnap stolen babies from the Jedi.
Who's really white with a ponytail?
Yeah.
I don't know her name.
No, I don't know.
She exists.
Yeah, she's. Shout out to that.
Wait. All you have to do is just think of a couple random syllables and throw them together and sound like Star Wars name. So her name is Sulkrat Mahali. There you go. What's her name?
I like the last name.
Mahali's not a bad. I was gonna say Mahali's pretty cool.
Oh, we're curious.
Anyway. I was gonna say, have you been working for the Star Wars people?
That's it. They just put me in a room and they just inject me with LSD and I just start yelling syllables at them. Jesus. Dukrat Simfali.
You're doing alright without the LSD.
I was to say, Jesus, are they working in league with the CIA?
Unkar Plutt. Actually, that's a real one.
Yes, it is.
Unkar Plutt is played by Simon Pegg.
That's that big fat dude that gives you portions.
It is, and he's played by Simon Pegg in the Star Wars universe.
Okay.
Very fun fact. Yeah, back to celebrities being insured for money. Oh, I'm being insured for my random vowels, by the way. Bruce Springsteen. See, I start and I can't stop. Bruce Springsteen is insured his voice for
here we go.
$6 million. They said it's a cool $6 million.
What about Adele?
I don't know. I'm not if it's in there. Anyway, Rihanna.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Have a guess. What she's insured?
If it's her voice, I find that
her entire body because she's damn fine.
I was going to say, but if it's her voice, I can't say that she'd insure it for that much, surely, because a lot of her stuff is altered.
You mean audio tuned?
Yeah.
To a degree.
To a degree.
So what do you think? What do you think if you look on voice? What do you think?
I agree with Kurt. It's her whole body.
Yeah, I just say a whole
Her
lot.
face.
Kayla? Rihanna? What are you feeling?
Face or legs, maybe. I don't know.
Kayla's closest. It's legs.
Her
For $1
legs.
million. Rihanna's legs.
Wow.
No, actually, a few of her outfits, yeah, they've been very showgirly style. So a lot of
Keith Richards. We all know who Keith Richards is.
I don't know why I know this.
Yeah, from
Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones.
So Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones.
His
The guitarist.
I'm gonna.
guitar. No, that's not part of his body.
I'm going to assume his.
He's got it surgically attached just so he can insure it. I mean, I'm pretty sure he could probably insure it without it being attached to his body now.
Let's say
I'm going to assume
his mouldy proof face.
I was going to say his chest because he wears those shirts that have a lot of low cut, doesn't he?
It's a very
Does he?
specific.
Well, doesn't he? Doesn't he?
He's
yeah,
a
he
shorty.
wears.
I mean, that was just a thing.
He
throughout
wears
that
every
age
time
period.
I've seen him, he always wears one of those low cut V-neck shirts.
I'm gonna say his hands because he's a guitarist.
Maybe, yeah, that would be more logical.
It is his hands.
There you go.
They're insured for $2 million.
There you go. Because what good is he unless he can play it with his teeth?
Madonna. Here we've got the big gun, Madonna. Who to be
I mean,
quite
hers would be her whole body because she's a bit of an egotist.
Well, yeah, but
Is it her whole body?
I was just gonna think. I haven't heard. Have you heard anything about Madonna in the past
No,
2 years?
She does a lot of
She's
charity. She does a lot of
dropped
charity
off
work.
the grid, man.
She does a lot of
And
charity work.
she's got a lot of children. She adopted a heap.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, who's got more children than her and Brian Jolly?
she does. Donna does because she adopts pretty much. She pretty much adopts whenever.
She's randomly every time she has a gig and she sees a kid by herself. It's like this is mine now. She's walking through. She's got a sack and just plop them in.
No, but seriously, there was a big thing on it because apparently Madonna was adopting kids, but a lot of these kids that she was adopting were actually being stolen from their families.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah, but that's not her fault.
No, it's not her fault.
It's not
but
like she went to the
a lot of the kids.
kidnapper.
Basically,
I'll have this one and this one.
Okay, so what
have you brought your own bag?
So what happens?
It's a B&E, but they didn't take anything.
So what happens-
Wait a minute, where's the baby?
So what happens in Africa, right? Is basically if you have children,
Yeah.
but you can't afford to obviously
sell them?
the government or they will give them to a
Madonna.
They will do. Like orphanages there are almost like they're
Madonna,
almost
the
like it's
orphanage.
really weird. It's almost like a daycare center where it's kind of like
Welcome to Auntie Madonna's daycare. How may I help?
I know probably what, but it's really weird because it's almost
Don't worry, I'm insured. It's okay.
probably not a daycare center, and in fact, it might be even worse. It's a pawn shop basically. Because what they do is they'll basically what they do is they actually they sell their kids to these orphanages because a lot of kids
Oh,
get
it's
adopted.
awful.
A lot of kids get adopted. But the idea is that parents sell their kids, make enough money that then they go off and make more money, and then they come back for their kids.
Yeah.
That's the idea. So what was happening was that Madonna was going to these orphanages and adopting these children with the parents going, hang on a second, but I had every intention to come back and get my kids back. And it's like, there's an argument of you can't just take someone's child.
That sounds like a really...
Then at the same time, you're like, but you sold your child.
That sounds like a really... It really sounds like a really
I'm just
fucked up banking system.
I was imagining it
just put it into
hello,
a high
Auntie Madonna's babysitting services. How may I steal your baby?
So basically, these African families would give their children because they.
Okay, let me just before you go on, let me just preface. Well, no, it's not preface because it's not before. Let me just state, we're making a joke here.
Yeah.
We do not condone this kind of
Yep.
children
Please
farming
don't.
situation. All right?
Please don't steal anyone's
Please
baby.
don't.
We're looking at you, Madonna.
And if for some God knows what reason you think that that's a thing, it was not what we were intending. So just keep our name out of it. No, it's not a good thing. It's
I'm just
really
imagining-
ugly over in Africa. It's not.
It's
a good thing.
not a good thing. Like a lot of orphanages are actually fronts for warlords where they make money, a lot of money from people. And same with charities. Certain charities that you donate to there do actually work for warlords, and the money you actually are sending them that you think are going to help villages and children is actually going to more war efforts and funding child soldiers. So it's better to kind of do your research before you enter a charity.
Or support channels like entertaining diversion.
We don't do any charity work, so we can.
Our charity is stopping Madonna from stealing more babies. Madonna, you need to stop, alright? This is a public service announcement
This is an intervention.
We know you're trying to do
deal with your insurance on whatever body parts you've insured.
Actually, we haven't actually.
What do you think? What do you think it is?
Again, I think it's her body, like just a whole body.
Yeah, she's a bit of an egotist.
Egotistical diva.
Kayla, what are we feeling from Madonna?
Or a voice. I'm not sure.
She's like, I mean, her
I
music.
feel like legs again.
Oh, really? What is with
Okay, you feel like legs, but what do you think it's?
What?
Oh, we've moved
So-
on.
sorry,
We've moved on from Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, damn.
His was feet, not legs.
They're attached. Oh, you sound like a fucking insurance company.
I bet you think your fingers are attached to your hands.
Exactly. Just this portion is like, you know, the
One
fingers.
quarter.
The portion of the hand.
Oh, that would be the greatest insurance company if they answered the phone and it was complete answer. Oh, you want to claim on your hand? That's 1/4 hand. Sorry. All right. So, body or voice? It's not going to be a specific body part. I'd be very shocked.
Madonna has her babies insured. Her babies being her breasts insured.
I thought you actually meant the baby.
I was
She
gonna
was.
say
because
that's
of the whole
ridicule,
triangular
but-
bra thing she wants to
Oh.
That would mean that way where she gets a lot of like.
I'm gonna say $5 million.
I'm gonna say about. I mean, was the 80s? So was the 80s? Yeah, 80s. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but she's still probably insuring them.
Yeah, that's what
She
I mean.
makes
But
her
like,
comeback
it
every
depends.
10.
Like, she's not
She's
not as popular as she wants.
No,
to be.
no, but
Yeah.
she's one
So
of
I'm gonna
the-
say about 6 or 7.
You know how in the horror movies something comes back every so many years? She's like that. Just every now and then she resurfaces.
She
She
resurfaces with like a more obscure celebrity every time as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Because it's like, you know, she came back and then she did that like made out with Britney Spears.
Yeah, and then she come back and did that song with
Rihanna.
JT.
And didn't she do one with like Paris Hilton maybe?
Yeah,
she had like
did,
a
yeah, she
connection
did.
thing with.
She did.
Because you know,
Did she do something with Rihanna as well?
I don't know, but
Possibly.
all I know is the one with JT was that 3 minutes thing.
4 minutes, Beazley.
3 minutes. There was 1 minute too much.
That song goes for 4 minutes and 1 second.
Well, it's a lie. It's a sham.
Exactly.
Can we sue them?
That's why they're wasting your time. That whole song is a diversion from the fact that you're gonna
We've
die.
only got 4 minutes to save the. Okay.
We've only got 4 million babies to steal. Anyway.
Jesus. All right.
She has. Yeah, so they're insured for $2 million.
Oh, okay.
Or 1.5 African children.
No, actually,
Is that the conversion rate?
no, no, $10,000 US dollars.
Why do you know?
Because I read the story.
Oh, I was going to say, Curtis is shopping around.
Click on collect, or
Well,
do I want to pay an extra $20 for postage?
I've got to like Amazon.
I've given up.
I've
I've given up on the idea of like finding and doing it the traditional way. I'm thinking about stealing kids. Okay,
Is it like one of those things where you buy 10 and you're like you get a better price? Is that how it works?
Buy a 3, get 1 free.
That's so bad.
Twins.
Okay,
No.
all right. So keep going.
Who
All
else
right. I'll
we got?
also just preface this with I don't know if the others are going to. You know what? We're going to make a decision here.
They're all the major ones, so I've pretty much that was on that one.
We're going to make a decision here. All right. So just to put this into a content thing. So
These are all allegedly as well. Like there's obviously.
oh yeah, I was going to say. So basically, the podcast is now monthly. Okay. So it will come out on the 1st of every month, around the 1st of every month. Just depending on me being organised to edit it. But no, so the podcast might go that fraction longer than normal because we're only doing it once a month.
That's
so
cool.
it may go.
So if you're liking our content, then stay at it.
Yeah, you know. So between now,
If you managed to get this far of us talking about
But-
Madonna and
because I'm thinking we're still talking and it's still good and we're nearly at an hour. So somewhere between an hour and a half, the podcast will be. So that's cool. Just putting it out there. If you don't like that, comment below and we might listen. Maybe.
I did find another one. Betty Davis. This is a classic one.
Bloody hell! Does anyone care?
Well, like, okay, we'll just try and think of it. Like Betty Davis, like, you know, old school, like star. Think about what she's got insured.
Last one.
Is she alive?
Huh?
But I don't think.
Pretty sure she's dead. So that insurance has been paid up.
Claim on it.
Beazley has claimed the bounty of Betty
I
Davis.
didn't kill Betty Davis, for fuck's sake.
It's a conspiracy.
Hang on.
Don't believe him.
I'm gonna Google when she died because you know that's such a happy conversation.
It just comes up with, Beazley. You know.
No. Betty Davis dead.
It's like, she ain't dead, bro.
That's it, just dead.
She probably is dead. She died like a week before I was born.
I was about to say about a week ago, and I was
She
like,
died
"Geez,
on
that
the
was very
6th of October, 1989.
There you go.
So she died 2 weeks before I was born.
Excellent. Well,
So
She
I
had-
didn't do it.
you're in the womb and you're just like having a Rocky Balboa movie, like preparing yourself for Mariah
I have
Carey's legs.
several questions. Several questions. So I had to have killed her 2 weeks before I was born. So this would imply that my
So what
mother...
you did is you, in the womb, you managed to like distort it so you could grab your mother's spine and then twist the nerve so the nerve damage, and then you could like move her like a human puppet.
Like in Ratatouille.
Like in Ratatouille.
That's exactly how Ratatouille happened.
And that's
Ratatouille
why...
inserted himself into that young chef boy's womb and then connected to his spine and puppeteered him.
She's been watching the R-rated version of Ratatouille.
Excuse me?
It's the foreign version.
Exactly.
Madonna makes an appearance.
She's bagging children in the background. She's
That's the end fight. It's like the young man fighting Madonna
Madonna.
because she's stealing too many babies.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
let's change.
Betty Davis's
Oh.
waist is insured. Was insured.
Her waist.
For $28,000, which was a lot.
That's a lot of money for around the time when she would have wanted to insure her.
Yeah. So her waist was insured.
How much?
28,000.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm glad you approve.
It ain't no nerve damage, but it's fine.
Now, does the hips? Are the hips included in the waist? I would assume so in that case, wouldn't it?
I think, yeah, it's an interesting one.
Actually, really interesting fact. Just to tie the whole insurance thing up, right?
Okay.
So when the first life insurance policy was developed, and I think it was in Britain, the first person wanted to insure their life, right? So they put the policy out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was set to expire. So the guy died, right? But it was close to the end of the policy expiring. So the way the insurance company got out of that was, instead of a month being 31 days, they went, a month is 4 weeks, which is 28 days. So we don't have to pay that policy.
Really?
Yeah. It was like the first policy. Yeah. So there you go.
So they've always been dodgy.
Yeah.
Well, any
Fair
business,
enough.
anything that's a business, like banks, like, you know, that sort of shit, has always been dodgy.
We're going back to the political statements.
Oh, it is. Like, it's any
I love how we've gone from, like-
any institution whose sole purpose is purely to make money is going to pay dodgy. Like, they're obviously going to be always playing in their favor. Like, customer service, like, only goes so far, because at the end of the day, it's a business. You've got to remember that. It's a
Yeah,
business.
like, that's
their
always
sole
what we-
priority is to make money,
Yeah.
so that they can keep funding their lifestyle and the lifestyles of their workers, because they've got to pay their workers.
Yeah. Like, keep on
Just
keeping on.
not as much
Fair.
not as much as they're getting paid,
Yeah.
because they're greedy bastards.
Right. Let's get off the insurance company.
So we'll backpedal a little bit again, but like not to the insurance thing. We're going to backpedal to one of the topics.
God, we're going back to
inside
Samuel
of
L.
it.
Jackson's
We're not
feet
going to Samuel L. Jackson's feet again. Kayla's still, she doesn't need to be reminded again. Like, you know, she's already shaking in her boots. It's fine.
She's
Boots, you say?
boots.
Jesus.
Oh, sorry.
These boots were made for walking,
And
and
they're walking.
walking's what they'll do. So watch out, boy, because these boots will end up walking over you.
Is that
Beautiful.
Are we
Samuel L. Jackson?
I have no idea, but
I don't know. I got a little bit of
One day.
a bit of Shrek in there.
one day we're gonna release Entertaining Diversion, the album. It's just gonna be all Curtis's amazing little like.
Hey, I reckon we should, like, and let me know if you guys out there
And you can
agree.
purchase it at
We should do a recording of us doing karaoke. I reckon that'd be awesome.
I would pay to watch us do that karaoke.
That's one thing, actually. All right. We're changing topic. We're going to go on to something else. I was saying, let's talk about. We've spoken about. Okay, the channel is like. What are we at? We started in January, so we're like 8 months in.
Yes.
Yep.
9 by the time it's come.
We haven't really found our niche yet.
No, I wouldn't say that. Like everything is traveling along. All right. It's doing all right. Okay. So. What I'm trying to get at is there's a few things that we've thrown around ideas, and we want to put a focus on our Let's Plays, because I think that's a good way for people to get to know us when we're not sitting here staring
Bantering.
at the camera very uncomfortably.
And so...
I mean,
So-
we've put Riku to sleep.
Oh, she was asleep before. But no, like, and the other idea, I want to do a lot of whole, not like behind the scenes stuff, but like you said, just us doing stuff that we,
So every
That
mid-month, we're
was
going to
so-
release a video of us doing a karaoke song.
like the other thing that was thrown around, it was
This
like,
month's theme is Madonna.
I cook, for example, and Curtis and I will talk about that one day. We could do
We
some
both. I like
we
cooking.
could do
I
some
just
cooking.
I
We could
like
do some
cooking. It's very therapeutic for me, and obviously it's
I thought you said
lifestyle.
therapeutic. That was a very fine line between therapeutic and therapeutic.
But but there's like we've all got like a little name. I mean, Sean's an artist, like.
Don't tell people that makes sense.
I was thinking like some fun ideas might be like get people to in every time we do podcasts maybe throw a few ideas out there, give Sean something to draw so that he can present it for next podcast. I mean, I'll give
Wow. Okay, I didn't think of that, but all right, sure.
Alrighty, so I'm drawing Madonna stealing babies and Samuel L. Jackson's feet hanging from the
I mean,
ceiling.
you can probably get Kayla's input. I mean, she's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right, you're good. You're good.
Thanks.
Not excellent, not mediocre. Just
I accept that.
yep.
Thank you.
Right.
I love how
There's
you
room-
started with one which was above good.
There's room for
When I said okay, so
improvement,
I'm
but
very
you're at
bad.
that
I'm
good
very
level.
bad.
You're
Like
up.
I'm very sorry. Go on.
There's always room for improvement.
That was
okay, so
inspiring.
I'm inspired now.
See, I'm very
There's
bad.
room for
Alright,
growth.
there's one thing about me that is I'm very bad at accepting compliments and giving compliments. When I say you're pretty good, I generally mean you're amazing. But it's
Have
very
you
hard for
seen
me to
any of
say
my
that.
work?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's fucking phenomenal, Curtis. What the fuck? Pretty good. You square up.
Yeah, even Sean's really good. Like
But
he shakes his
that's-
head because artists for some
Sean's
reason.
good.
my
Take it back.
no. Sean is good, but the problem with Sean is you ask
I
Sean
don't
to
want
do
this.
something,
No, he doesn't
and then it
do
never
it.
happens.
I did
Like,
it too.
Like,
we
you guys-
all right,
you
just
guys-
to let you in on a thing, way before the channel was going to be a thing, right? The other thing we threw around, this was even before the days we met Curtis, was we were going to actually try and make a video game, and that was the whole thing. And Sean started drawing this amazing, like each character was going to be based on each of us, but our favorite
It's an ego
things,
complex.
right?
You don't need to understand.
And he started drawing my character, which was like a combination of like Zelda stuff and my absolute most favorite Pokemon Dragonite. And he's like half drawn it, and it was starting to take shape. And even though that project got cancelled, I wanted him to finish drawing that, and it's never been completed.
I will have
My
you know.
birthday's on the 19th of October.
I was going to say, I will have you know, I recently refound those files, and I may or may not have started dabbling with them again. So
Yeah, but
This
like,
is on record. We tune in around October. No, the podcast is monthly, so the one that comes out on the 1st of November, we'll see. And if he doesn't, you give him hassle. Down here, right down here. Right here.
But maybe we should get to do it together and do some collaborations.
we'll do some.
I like to write. I'm not a writer, but
We-
I know
we
me.
want-
I like to write.
We want to bring interesting content
Exactly.
to people, but we want to do it in an interesting way. Like we
Yes.
don't want to be just another generic podcast that talks about Madonna stealing babies.
Oh.
I'm not going to drop this at all. I'm sorry.
We're the number one podcast.
If you want to hear about Madonna and how many babies she's stolen, you come to us. You don't go to those subpar,
We've read
B
the news.
grade, shitty podcasts on the internet. You come right here. You look up entertaining diversion. Those two words are the words you need to look
Don't
for.
do it.
And
for
deviate into
stealing
the realm of
Madonna's
entertainment.
babies. Wait, we're not stealing the babies from Madonna. Madonna's
Why
stealing
we
the babies.
Whoa, that's a whole different
The
scenario.
great heist of
We're going to
2017.
rescue those babies from her.
I'm gonna find out how many babies Madonna has.
She's got a few.
So, all right. Well, here's my opportunity. You know, while he's googling that, and it probably won't take him that long unless he starts talking to it and it pretends it doesn't understand what the fuck he's saying. So
Go on.
we've put out some Let's Plays. We have been a little bit quiet the last couple of weeks. This is due to some of us doing our retooling of things and discussing things and trying to get our head around things. It's also been refreshing to have a bit of a break,
Yeah.
sort of. Sky Factory is amazing.
It's brilliant. I'm
I've-
addicted.
I've wanted to play it for ages, and it was like, okay, cool. We'll see if we can get it working. Curtis has no patience for PCs.
I really don't. Like, I get stressed out so
God,
bad.
that would have been an amazing video to put out, is watching Curtis's brain break while we're trying to get
it's mainly because, like, all my life I've had nothing but secondhand stuff and old stuff. And every time I get something new, it just breaks on me. And just...
So
I'm just like... It's the same with PCs. Like, I'm always when I'm doing something with PCs, I just have no patience. I'm just like...
We found
shit. You're supposed to be brand new. You're not meant to fuck up.
Back
on
in my day, it was easier to set up one of those flaming PC machines.
So anyway,
Fantastic.
so one of the first things I wanted to do with the channel was actually to have a regular Minecraft series, and we did put some videos out, and they were good. They were a good way for us to test things and play, and it was very simple. Sky Factory has become something that we're actually
very passionate.
Enjoying.
We're very passionate about it.
It's really good. We've put out part 1 and 2, so that you can find them on our channel, and we have already recorded 3, 4, and 5. And I'm sure there'll be
plenty more. I mean, hopefully we can get some done soon.
Soon, yes. So they're going to be coming out around every week, give or take. We're still trying to work out scheduling stuff as well, and seeing when it's better to put it up and all that kind of stuff. We've got enough data to work with now, kind of. So, we've also put out... What else have we put out? Party Hard, yeah. Since the last podcast.
Put out the Destiny beta thing as well.
No, that was before the last podcast. Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Friday the 13th.
With Bossman. That was fun. That was so much fun. That was so good.
Yeah.
That was good.
So we've had lots of content, and we're going to try and, Horizon. Like, we will still be doing the podcast and everything.
We've gotten to a point where I like doing the multi-camera, multi-shot, webcam stuff and that, and we've now got that where we can do that.
I think what we want to build on is, like, we want to keep this, like, because this constant fluent, like, just shit-talking podcast is what's like, that's us. It's the real us.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that what we want to try and do is cross that over with our Let's Play kind of stuff. So it's like, you'll be watching Let's Play, but it'll be like, hey, you'll get the same kind of banter. So like,
Oh, well, if you've watched Sky Factory 1 and 2...
you have the visual element of something's fancy and lighting up on your screen.
Unfortunately, I have a habit of like phasing in and out of when I'm playing video games, as you will be able to tell in the next couple of videos. I have a habit of forgetting that the cameras are rolling, and I'm just like not saying anything.
See, I'm the opposite. I just keep yabbering on, which
I know.
Sure everybody who watches that content absolutely loves.
Especially you, Madonna.
Even with all the shit we're giving Madonna,
I want Madonna to watch.
I was going to say, even with all the shit we've been giving Madonna, you can't tell me that despite the child scenario that we've laid out, that would be awesome that a celebrity of that stature was actually watching our content.
All I know
who it is, just...
Of the grandeur she is.
So I know that Beazley's coming for your legs, Mariah. I'm coming for your babies. And the Queen, you better watch yourself.
Wow.
Because Curtis is coming for a sniff and he ain't gonna stop breathing in.
Okay.
Alright, I don't know where that came from.
I have no idea. Alright, well, let's wrap this up.
I think we have
because that's just Sean's lost the fucking plot. So yeah, don't forget us to like. Don't forget to make us like our own things. Because alright, don't forget to like us. See, just rewinding.
And if you
like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, which is
and you feel like you want to see more of us, subscribe to us, but don't.
We're not far off from getting our unique URL, which would be awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Just keep that in mind. That's a big help to us.
Once we get a unique URL, I'm able to buy that rat sack to put the babies in. By the way, so you can see, only has 6.
So,
and if you,
I thought she had more than that. So, Twitter is @Diversion because it's too long to put the other in. I think. Is that why we did it? Can't remember.
You can follow us on our respective tags.
Yep. @Beazley 1989. I put that up at the start of the thing, I think. No, @Bees 1989. I don't even know my own Twitter handle. It's Bees 1989, and yours is. Really?
I think it's.
I don't have.
Curtis doesn't have one.
Like I have something that's.
It'll be on the screen.
I'll put it back up on the screen again. If you want to follow us.
Mine is.
We're trying. I'm trying to be more social on that.
Shaunicus _
I'm still not.
Shaunicus _ Stolte.
I'll be live tweeting university and literally everything I do in my life. So if you like that kind of crap.
And then I usually sass him at some stage. That usually happens.
It's a good time.
What was the last conversation?
It was about snow tops.
Oh.
But you're going to have to log in to Twitter to find that one. So we're going to see you next time. We're going to see you next time. And especially,
you, Madonna.
You next time.
Who are you pointing?
This has been
you're pointing all the
Entertaining
cameras. I'm
Diversion
going, what the fuck are you doing?
podcast. We'll see you
Bye.
soon.
Goodbye.